This weekend coming up on the 6th of April, which is a Sunday, Joey Spencer has taken himself over to Australia to face former Super Welterweight champion Tszyu, a native of Australia. I remember Joey Spencer. I saw most of his early fights from 2018 onwards until basically about 2020. I've seen most of his fights up until about 2021, 2022. And in them early fights, obviously, he was racking up a good number of knockouts. Early finishes in his 4 rounders and in his 6 rounders. Couple of the fights he had to go the distance in the 6 rounders. But he has now amassed a record of 19 wins with 1 loss and 11 KOs. And in his 1 loss, he got knocked out. I mean, I rate Joey Spencer. I like his style. He comes across as like a boxer puncher type. He just doesn't seem to have the power to really finish off the guys that are at the top end of the division, the real contenders and such like. So when Jesus Ramos knocked him out in the 7th round, that's when I realized the power weren't really there. And I was thinking to myself, is Joey Spencer really a contender? Is he really going to get to the upper echelons? Is he really going to fight for a title? I weren't sure. But here we are right now. And I think that was the last fight I saw of Joey Spencer until this fight right now. And I think it's a perfect fight for him. I think it's a perfect fight for Tszyu. Tszyu, who is coming off of back-to-back losses. One against Sebastian Fundora in a fight that he was supposed to fight Keith Thurman but got replaced by Sebastian Fundora. Ended up losing that fight with a bad gash on the forehead, enabling Fundora to take advantage of the fact that he couldn't really see because of the blood pouring into his eyes. And we're talking about blood here, not hair grease. And we didn't see Tszyu run to the corner mid-round looking for assistance like certain man and all of that. He made a comeback against Bakram Murtazaliev. I don't know if he thought that was going to be a walkover, but to be fair, Tszyu always fights the harder fights of the division. But Bakram Murtazaliev said, I'm not here to lose. I'm here to bang you up because at the end of the day, there is a IBF title at stake here and I want it. So he ends up getting knocked out in the 3rd round by Bakram Murtazaliev, and now he is back 6 months later against Joe Spencer. Joey Spencer is definitely an up-and-coming contender. He's still not in the top 15 of any of the governing bodies, but he's pushing his way up there. And a win against Tszyu will definitely bring him into the top 10 of at least 1 or 2 of these governing bodies. At the moment, he's still a contender. And as I said, this fight will be happening in Australia at like 11 a.m. Australian time, which works out to be something like 8 p.m. in New York. But it also works out to be something like 1 a.m. here in the UK. So I won't be able to watch it at the time. I'll have to watch it the next day on a replay. Bars. If I can find it on YouTube at all, or anywhere else for that matter. But I'm excited about this fight. I'm looking forward to this fight. I don't really know who I think is going to win this fight. I think Joey Spencer is a decent level fighter and he's got a decent style about him. But as Floyd Mayweather used to say, there are no bells and whistles, no special effects. And he doesn't have the strength that I thought he had in the beginning of his career. He's not as strong as I thought he was. He's not as, well, maybe not, he's not as strong as I thought he was. He's not as heavy-handed as I thought he was. And he's not as cerebral as he could be. Because a lot of the times, his opponents can see every shot that's coming. And apparently the shots that knock you out are the ones that you don't see. So with that being said, I don't expect him to go out there and knock Tszyu out. But at the same time, Tszyu might still be trying to prove a point. And with his come forward style, he may leave himself open to get touched and hurt by Joey Spencer. But I'm going to predict that Tszyu will beat Joey Spencer. It may be a late stoppage. I can see a late stoppage in this one. Because I can see Joey Spencer putting his all in this fight to win this fight. He wants to move on. He wants to fight for the belt. He wants to be a champion. And by beating a former champion and the son of a so-called legend in Tszyu, this will go a long way into stating his claim as to being one of the true contenders of the Super Welterweight division. I don't think that's going to happen. I believe Tszyu is going to stop him late 10, 11, maybe 9, 10, 11, that type of area. He's going to stop him. Who knows? He might even get froggy and try and get him out of there earlier. But I believe that if he tries to get him out earlier, he will leave himself open to getting hurt in there. So I believe he's going to have to take his time. He's back on home soil, been fighting in America for the past couple of years, and that's where he held his 2 losses. So he's back in his comfort zone, and this should be a sellout fight, and it should be an exciting fight. We'll talk about it on the other side of it, but for now, I'm saying Tszyu to win by late stoppage after a gallant effort from Joe Spencer. And I'll see you guys in the next video.